Good morning, Texoma. I'm Ashley Fitzwater. Thanks for joining us this morning. We're taking an inside look at the Wichita Falls Symphony Orchestra. And coming up this Saturday, quite a special treat. They will actually be putting on a concert March 24th. And joining me now to talk about just that is Mark Francis. He is the executive director for the Wichita Falls Symphony Orchestra, and also Dr. Candler Schaefer. He is the music director and conductor of the Wichita Falls Symphony. So I appreciate both of you being here today. This is such an exciting show. I know we have so much to get to. And, you know, the big thing, of course, this Saturday, a big day for the Symphony, the Wichita Falls Symphony. And this is definitely a day you want to mark on your calendars because there's going to be an exciting performance concert coming up. So, you know, if we could just kind of start with Dr. Schaefer, tell us your role, and I know as conductor, maybe kind of getting this all together and what we can expect.
Well, thanks, Ashley. Thanks for having us here. This is really, I think that this is in our promo material. We saved the best to last. So we're doing three wonderful pieces: Sibelius' Seventh Symphony, Bartók's Piano Concerto No. 3, and then also Rachmaninoff's Symphonic Dances. Each of them are just true gems of the symphonic literature. We've had a fantastic season, and we're very proud of this last concert that we're doing. We're also, I think you're also going to be having Dr. Ruth Morrow, who will be soloing on the Bartóks. You'll be speaking with her in just a little bit, as I understand.
Yes.
And she is a wonderful musician. She's one of our musicians. She plays in the symphony, as you know, and our orchestra is made up of some of the best musicians from all over the area. We have local players, we have people from Dallas, and it's quite a wide variety. We have teachers and lawyers and people who just love to play. So it's sort of a family situation. I've been here 16 years and I love it more every day. You know, so it's just a commitment I think that we all have to working together, and we're very proud of the product.
How neat is it kind of being in the role that you have over this concert? You know, how do you prepare for, you know, this coming weekend's concert?
Well, that's sort of a long kind of drawn out thing. The concerts that we plan, I work very closely with members of the board. We have a good artistic committee, and so it's not just me that chooses. I think I want to do this piece. Everybody has good ideas, and we try to put together programs. And this really occurs sometimes a year, or even two or more out from when the season is. So this is a long time planning process. And then once we get programs and we get our soloists lined up and we get programs that really go together and they complement, all the pieces complement each other, then we start working on it. And so we order the music and we get the music ahead of time and send it out to all the musicians, and they spend about weeks practicing it. It's a long-term project. And then this week, actually today's the 18th, we're going to be down in Denton, and we have our first rehearsal down there, and then we put it together the weekend of the concert. So it's very involved, but very worthwhile too.
Wow, so a lot of work. I know. Yes. Endless hours go into making this weekend's concert what it's going to be, just to have something that the crowds can truly enjoy. So what would it be that you would say to Texoma, maybe if they've never gone to the symphony, or they have, even children? Is this something all ages, you encourage to come to?
Oh, absolutely. Concerts are priced for families. Mm-hmm. Students, $5 each. Educational professionals are only $10. Most of our concerts our tickets are $30. That's very inexpensive compared with a much bigger city. And you're getting an orchestra that plays as well as many of the big city orchestras. Many of these musicians come from Dallas, as well as the finest musicians in the Texoma area. So it really is the best of all possible worlds. We have wonderful things to see and eat in the lobby. The Wichita Falls Art Association shows 2 artists at each concert. Usually we have some kind of goodie, cupcakes or some kind of sweet thing to eat, and there are flowers and things like that. So it's a complete evening. It's a really good experience.
I love that, and you're right. I mean, things nowadays they're just adding up. So that it is a great night to have a full evening for not that much, for an affordable price, basically, and a wonderful show as well. So that's it's a double thing there. So that's awesome. Well, we have so much more to get to. I understand we're going to talk a little bit more about the history of the symphony and, of course, the role it really plays here in the city and Texoma. And that's all after the break. We need to take that quick break right now, so stay with us. More Inside Texoma is coming up. Welcome back to Inside Texoma. Once again, I am joined with Mark Francis and Candler Schaefer, and they're telling us all about this Saturday's concert, of course, with the Wichita Falls Symphony. And, you know, this Saturday, definitely a big day for the Wichita Falls Symphony, but, you know, can you kind of just tell us a little bit more about your role, because you're executive director and fairly new to the community and new to this role, so how has that been, and what is the job exactly of the executive director as well?
Well, I'm sort of the behind-the-scenes guy. We do the administration. We put together with a local marketing company the marketing of the concert and promoting the concert. We make sure the contracts get signed and people get paid, and we just keep things organized and running along so that Candler and the musicians can do their job with a minimum of worry about those kinds of things, about the money or that side of things. And we raise money and things like that.
Talk a little bit about your role, I guess it is, as well in the world of music, because you definitely have come from a background of music as well. So, and
Sure.
maybe even what brought you here to the position and the role that you are in now.
Well, I'd always wanted to be an executive director. It was very odd. Someone I worked for in my first orchestra job said, you know, you really should look into it. You have what it takes. And so kind of got interested in it and stayed on the education director side of it for a while longer, and then finally got an opportunity to come to Wichita Falls. I really was very impressed with the orchestra and with Candler and the community, and decided this is where I wanted to get started in it. Before that, I had been teaching. I still teach a little bit here and there. My students, so I do teach.
He's quite the guitarist, you know.
Yes.
I still perform some. My doctorate's in composition, so I'm still writing a lot of music. It's been odd how it's worked out. I can't explain why it's gone the way it has. I've just sort of followed wherever the river went, I guess is the way of putting it. But I've enjoyed it a lot. I like doing lots of different things. I kind of like orchestras because there is a certain amount of business involved with it, and you have to sort of it's not quite as secure, so you have to take some chances and be creative.
It's fun, but we got to work at it too.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of work at it, but the payoff is just incredible, especially for the audience, I have to say. So it's just, I love it. I think it's neat that you come from such a musical background as well, and a performer, and now, you know, the behind the scenes side. So you really truly understand now both aspects of it all.
Absolutely.
So that's very neat. And, you know, is there anything else that you do, though, with the Wichita Falls Symphony besides just concert? Are there other roles that the symphony plays?
Yes, we have an education and outreach program. The musicians go out to the schools each year. We have a small group of about 7 musicians that go and do small programs at some of the elementary schools. We also work with the Youth Symphony. We have a program called the Apprentice Program, and Candler could really tell you more about that.
Well, working with the Youth Symphony, they actually share our offices, and I'm one of their advisors, and Dr. Marr, who will be speaking later, she's also some of the really one of the advisors. And we have a real commitment to not only music and the arts in all of our community, but also to the youth. And it's very important to encourage them, and so that's why whatever we can do to help them, we try to feature them on our concerts. And we set up a number of years ago this program called the Apprentice Program, where some of the youth orchestra students, they audition for a spot to play with us, and they're mentored by our own musicians, and so they're basically taught, this is what goes into it. So, you know, you ask, how do you do this? And we have our teachers really telling our students how to do that.
I should mention Ryder High School. Their wind ensemble will be playing before this concert. They've just come back from England, and they just played with the London Philharmonic in their hall, and we thought it'd be a great idea to have them come out, and they'll be starting about 7:15, 7:20 before the concert. So there's something else people could come out and see.
Absolutely. It's neat to see the rich history it seems like Texoma really has, you know, with music and the symphony and just keeping that alive even through the apprentice program, because we should mention that they are definitely a separate nonprofit, the Youth Symphony Orchestra. So I think that's great how they're tied in together, you know, just to keep that music going. So
well, it's one of our roles. We recognize it, and it's very important. Whatever we can do to help them and also the community. So.
Well, I appreciate both of you taking time to explain more of this. And again, this Saturday, I believe it's 8 o'clock is when the concert starts. If someone's interested in getting tickets, how do they need to go about doing so?
Well, they can get them at our website, wfso.org, or they can call us at 940-723-6202. We'll be happy to set them up with a nice pair of tickets.
Absolutely. And again, that's all coming up this Saturday. We need a quick break. We'll be right back with more Inside Texoma. Stay with us.